What's going on, guys? Back again for the point one of the November 21st subscription talks, and we're gonna just get right back into it. Not gonna mess around. You know, if you didn't watch these in order, I apologize, but because it doesn't really matter. Avengers number 34, End Times. This is the final issue, and finishing up the little storyline where Janet came back from the microverse and they're saving her there. Wonderful issue. It had closure. And that's what I want from a title when it ends. They go through this big battle, and Wonder Man actually comes with a Pym particle, and Wonder Man saves it, so, you know, it's kind of Wonder Man is back on the good side. And it takes pretty much all they have to beat him in the microverse. And then, you know, they escape. But after they escape, he comes back, and I guess he hopped in some of the remnants of the Pym particles that Hank left when he left. And he just grew so big when he came out, and that now he's in New York, in Central Park. And then, you know, all you hear is Avengers Assemble, and there's probably like 4 or 5 pages of just one-page spreads that are just pretty much the Avengers destroying him. Like, I mean, everyone is laying on it, and he definitely didn't expect it. It was a very fun scene, well, very fun couple pages, because, I mean, it just, he had no chance. There was not even a fight put up by him, because he was just getting destroyed. And it just kind of showed the pure power of when most of the Avengers are there working as a team, if it's just an onslaught. It's pretty crazy. And then they had a little like welcome back party for Janet back at the Avenger Tower. And Tony and Cap were talking, and Cap was kind of, you know, getting a little irritated, but how he always is about how no matter what they do, they're always hated by half of America. And Tony said we have to go bigger. So I don't know what that means, but we'll see. This cover, I don't like this Thor. I don't know what is wrong with his face, but I don't like it personally. I hope this doesn't continue, but we'll see. Next book. Oh, Deadpool number 2. Now, that elephant is holding a gun with his trunk. Elephant is holding a gun with his trunk. I saw that, and for some reason got really excited. And then really mad, because how does he pull the trigger? There's no way for him to pull the trigger. He can't fit one of those little lip things in there. It's not going to happen. But, on to the book. Ben Franklin comes to help Deadpool in the form of a ghost. And nothing but good times is this spell. I mean, it's going to be awesome, Ben Franklin, Deadpool. Although nobody else seems to see him. So instead of the voices that they got rid of, the inner monologue, it seems that Deadpool is creating a ghost, kind of. So it's kind of like an inner voice, but it goes along with the storyline. And that's a different way that I can see him going with it, and I can see it working really well, too. He goes after Teddy Roosevelt in this one, and Teddy Roosevelt is at the zoo hunting animals. He actually takes down a bear with his bare hands. Bare hands. See what I did there? But anyway... Teddy Roosevelt is a machine. He gets shot like 900 times. Nothing happens to him. And Teddy Roosevelt is really into shooting these animals. It's a little weird. But at the end, Ben Franklin says, you know, we need help. We need to go get help. So they go and they knock on. You just see this big door with this giant knocker on it. And first thought in my head, I don't know if it was anybody else's that read this, has to be Doctor Strange. And of course it was. So, Deadpool says he needs help with a ghost problem and whatnot, so we'll see how that goes. I don't know. I feel like Doctor Strange has been popping up in a lot of books recently, and he's being portrayed so many different ways that I don't even know how to take him anymore. So, we'll see how that goes. Oh, Captain America number 1. This book is a very good start. I don't want to say that this book was incredible, because... like I said, the first Iron Man, I loved it so much, and then I was let down. So I'm just going to say that I really, really like where this book is going. I like the kind of sci-fi Captain America. I think it's a good time to write a Captain America book, as in kind of a science fiction. But I don't know how I feel about this artwork. Some of the chins are like triangular. And I don't know. I mean, I know it's John Romita, and he is, you know, one of the best. But I don't know if it works well with this. I mean, it wasn't enough that it took my took my attention away from the story. I still loved the story, but I could see it being a problem if they're trying to portray a certain, like, maybe attitude in the book. Like, if it's trying to be an epic scene, I could see it taking away from that. I don't know, though. All that we can do is wait and see, but it's a very good start. I love where this book is going. I can't wait for number 2. Uncanny XForce number 34. Second to last issue, and this cover says it all. This is pretty phenomenal. It opens up, and Evan has put on the Apocalypse armor, as you see on the cover here. And it's thought that when he puts it on, the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, their telepath is going to get into his head and control him once he's in there. But it doesn't happen. Skinless Man tries to play a prank on him, and he kind of snaps, but for the better. He says, why are people scum? Or he starts questioning human nature. And that just makes him kind of the super good guy, rather than the bad guy. I was kind of hoping Phantom X was coming back just because he was one of my favorite characters, but obviously it didn't happen. Huge battle scene between Wolverine and his son Daken. I'm not going to spoil anything on that because, you need to read this book. If you're not reading this book, you're seriously missing out. And if you're not, wait till it's over and please pick up the trade. But yeah, Sabretooth comes out and reveals that he was kind of like pulling the strings on all of this. And Evan kind of effortlessly jumps on him and just starts beating him. And you don't see that happen to Sabretooth. So I wonder if Evan is going to continue as a character, because they did all this kind of character development with him. And if something doesn't happen with him, if he just goes away, I'm going to be kind of disappointed. Because they did a lot of character development over these, issues with this. But either way, Wolvie stops him from beating up Sabretooth and says, this is revenge. And they kind of just leave. So I feel 35 is going to wrap it up really well. And I hope it doesn't leave me pissed off, because it's been a great run. I've loved every book of this. And now the pick of the week, Indestructible Hulk number 1. This book blew my mind. I know I say that a lot about my pick of the week, but this book, maybe not blew my mind, but it surprised me in so many ways that I didn't even catch myself thinking I was reading a comic book. I felt like I was there, and that's what you need while you're reading. You can tell it's a really good book. It opens up, the setting is that Bruce has been gone, the Hulk's been missing for, X amount of weeks or so, and Maria Hill was in like a coffee shop or something, watching video, trying to find him, whatever, and Banner just appears behind her. And Banner has this demeanor that he's kind of mad, kind of pissed off that Reed Richards and Tony Stark are getting all this credit for being the geniuses, and Banner actually says, I wouldn't be surprised if my tombstone just had Hulk smash. And that's a different attitude I've seen from the Hulk, that Banner kind of, he's finally dealt with the fact that he needs the Hulk to survive. I feel like this is one of the only new number 1s that is kind of going off of the old one, because that's kind of what the last Incredible Hulk run was. That went 19 issues or something. That it was him trying to deal with it, and him trying to figure out if he needed the other guy, and him trying to get rid of it, but then realizing that he needs them both. And it kind of led into this a bit, for me at least. And he said he wants to use his Banner time more appropriately. But when he turns into the Hulk, he wants to be like shot as a cannon, used as a weapon. And he said he'd work for S.H.I.E.L.D. He said he would, if they give him a lab, that he will, he'll work when he's Banner, but when he turns to the Hulk, they'll shoot him wherever he wants to, and then just take him back when he's done. And Maria doesn't agree right off the bat, and she says, you have this, it's kind of like a tryout. So they go after the Mad Thinker, and it was a setup for if they were gonna go after him, they would have been destroyed. But Hulk just kind of went in there, does what Hulk does. There's actually a great scene where the Mad Thinker says that Hulk's strength is incalculable, which is mind-boggling, because the Mad Thinker, obviously, he thinks, he knows, just basically all of that. But, takes care of everything, does what the Hulk does, and then she says, I'd rather have you working for S.H.I.E.L.D. than against S.H.I.E.L.D. And it seems like there's going to be a lot of different, character reactions to this. I feel like, because Iron Man, I believe, is coming in next issue. And, first crossover already, number 2. but I feel like it's going to be really good. And I have really high hopes for this series, and I really hope for the best. I also hope that you guys enjoy the video. And I got really lucky with my books coming this week, because my books come in the mail through a subscription service, and being Thanksgiving on Thursday, I didn't think I was going to get them on time, so I was very lucky that they came today. I did start working my crazy hours, so this was, again, luck for me getting these. But like I said, if I don't get my books on Friday, I'll try to get a video up Saturday or Sunday, because I have weekends off. But I hope you guys enjoy the video, and remember, have a great day.